Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
He's a bitch, he's a lover, he's a child, he's a mother. Fuck her, it's Barney.
Hello! And it's what the boys on the block call sweaty street meat. It's Lukey, look.
Oh! How's yours?
Oh, you know me, honey. Yeah, I'm good. I like to do... we're doing the podcast a little later in the day. And as some of you may have noticed, we are on petit retard.
I don't believe you're allowed to say that word anymore, Barney.
We're coming at you a couple of days late, but, you know, if it's worth waiting for, it's worth waiting for, girlies.
If you love something, let it go free. And if it comes back to you, if it doesn't come back, it was never truly yours.
From the School of Love Island. Mm-hmm. Very lovely there. What have we been up to, Lukes?
Just enjoying some sunshine. Plans for summer holidays are afoot. Did some home renovations. The wigs are churning out.
Some lovely global bookings as well, which is very exciting. Can I let you know that Can't Get You Out of My Head this year turns 21 years old?
Wow.
Weird to be only alive as long as a song.
Trying to think, what can you not do until you're 21?
Drink in America.
Yeah, but for Anglos, UKOs, nothing.
Crazy.
Boring. I don't know if you saw, but last night or maybe the night before, J-Lo had some kind of billboard celebration and so many of the honeys were there.
And did you think a strange choice of some of the honeys as well? There was a couple that popped in that I thought...
Like Morgan McMichaels.
I mean, Morgan is very much the agent that puts himself up for the job as well, I feel.
Yeah. Like the promoter that also DJs and puts himself top billing.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I was looking, there's like so many sweet Latina honeys. We got your Alyssa Hunters, you got your Naysha Lopez, April Carry On. Kerry was there in the Versace dress. Georges was there. But yes, it's like, obviously, all the Latinas, and then obviously Kerry has the dress.
Sasha Colby as well.
Well, I didn't notice her.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then Laganja.
Yeah.
Very happy for Laganja to be involved in anything dance-wise, but strange choice. You would think that they would just be Latinx honeys.
Mm.
And then also...
But then Kerry and Sasha wouldn't be allowed to be there.
No, because they could be black Latinx.
But
they might be like
Sasha's Hawaiian.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't remember where she was from.
Anyway.
Yeah. But loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Doth we...
I guess let's talk about some drags.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race.
The confident Connies crashed and burned in Snatch Game so bad that 7/8 of them are up for the chop, forcing RuPaul's hand into a completely spontaneous lip-sync Lollapalooza SmackDown extravaganza bonanza.
We return back to the longest season in history. I feel like Cornbread's knee is going to be healed by the time we get to the end. Maybe she'll pop up in the finale and win it all.
Remember Orion's story?
There has been a couple of things that I will raise in this that literally were blowing my tiny mind. I was like, that was in this season. I'll bring them up later. But just like, I was a child when this started.
The beginning was so long ago that I only realised this morning that Orion has already done a red and white fungal look this season, and we've already forgotten to compare it to Willow's one.
I mean, absolutely crazy. How would you feel about facing the spotlight and leaving it out all on the floor in a lip sync extravaganza? I
think it would obviously be scary because it's in a kind of knockout
KO
setting, but really, if you're I think most 8% of working drag queens that is what they do. So really, you shouldn't be that scared. That's why Georges and Jazzo are so chill.
Yeah, 100% agreed. But it's like, it's not a skill. It seems fucking mental that it's not, but it's not a skill that everyone has to be like, oh, I go out and do numbers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, imagine Bianca Del Rio.
I was literally just thinking, what winners aren't lip syncers?
Like Bianca
Probably just her.
But then even like Jinx, is Jinx going to be able to go out and do kill a variety of numbers, or if it's not campy sticky shit?
Wow, wow,
do you know what I mean? Is she going to be able to go out and give you don't let go.
Does she even want to?
It would, exactly. But it just seems fucking mental that you wouldn't be like, oh no, this is my time to shine. But there are two types of people in this world. Ones that entertain and ones that observe.
Ones who choose books, ones who choose looks.
Exactly.
How do you feel about people going, no offence, but what do you think?
Well, as with
all due respect,
we are watching a lot of Married at First Sight as we wig at the moment, and a lot of men like to do that. Be like, do you know what? It's like, I don't want to offend you, but I'm just like being honest, and it's like it is such an awful trope that specifically men do it a lot, just being like that they think there's like gallantry in being like
brutally honest
without
to the point
of upsetting people.
Yeah,
I mean, if you've got to preface anything by being like, I don't want to offend you, but it's like you're
I'm
probably
not
going to offend me then.
racist, but
yeah,
like...
it ain't for me. I really felt like everyone really seemed super shook. Like there was a lot of like very tense, like hypersensitive energy in the room when and that's hard to get out of. And you could see these girls really want it, didn't they?
Well, I think for people like Bosco, and even though I still don't think Dyer's Ozzy Osbourne hit any of the marks, like in the real world, they would have been safe. So I think it is a bit core shaking to feel like, hang on, like what the fuck? I would have just like gone under the radar any other year, and now like we're all up. Like this is mad.
I get that it's scary, but also like, again, this is coming from someone that like, if I had the chance for them to be like, right, it's going to be lip syncs, I'd be like, okay, let's go. Like that would be the thing that I would be like, cool. Like I would feel like Georgia, so I would feel like, okay, like, but like, obviously Dyer forgets every single fucking week that she was the first to go home, because she's always the first to call out about who needs to be going next at all of this, and I can't believe no one said it to her.
I know,
it's mental. But this just read to me that she was super insecure about her lip sync skills.
Well, yeah, that kind of plays out a little bit later when she's kind of like, yeah, I don't want to go against Georgia, I don't want to go against Jasmine.
Yeah, and so that her initial sort of like freak the fuck out was just because she was like, look, lip syncing is not something that I feel confident enough for me to be like even thinking about winning.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a new day in the workroom.
How happy would you be if you were Deja? Just like, I'm going to put on my flounciest outfit that I can't do a two-step in, let alone a high kick.
I wouldn't even get in face. I'd be absolutely unbearable. I'd be sat there with my slanket, bowl of snacks, and I'd be like, girls,
Slanket, snacks and slides.
Oh, I'd be like, you girls, you have a fun time. Mama will be here. I mean, that literally must be the best feeling ever, because I also thought as well, let's be honest, how well do we think, if Deja was in the mix, would it have been sayonara for Miss Nina Sky?
I don't know.
Like, how well would she have done? Well, she went home, didn't she? Wasn't it? Oh, no.
No, Orion
and Dyer.
But I think she was in the bottom.
Wasn't she against one of them?
Yeah.
Though? I feel like she wasn't.
And they called her a lip sync assassin, and we were like, huh.
Really? It feels so weird for them to come in early in the morning and get straight into face. Like, for the first thing that they're doing, it's just like, I don't know. It's all, this whole episode is a real jumble, isn't it? Really don't know what's going on. What sort of look would you want to give if they were like, right, there's going to be no runway spoiler, there's no runway this week. And they're like, you are going to be lip syncing. What is the looky luck experience that you're getting yourself into?
Well, believe it or not, like it or not, you have to wear either a bodysuit or a leotard or like underwear. Like you can't be having shit that's going to get in your way. So it would, something that had stones and tassels that would look sparkly and give me extra movement, basically. That's all I would care about.
Yeah. And also ideally accessories as well. I would go down the route of, you heard it here first, Dyer. I would go like a super structured bodysuit, like something a bit like, I liked that hers was a bit Gautier, like something like that. There's like a super structured corset with like gloves, choker and stuff. So that ideally, if you need to take something off, you got something to take off. You got your long gloves. Do you know what I mean? Like just something, or underwear. Bosco. I mean, it's worked for her for the past 3 weeks. She's been in black painting underwear.
We'll get to that because wow.
But yeah, I'd go super. I think I'd probably go simple. And hair. This is what blows my mind every fucking time when people like, wouldn't you just do short mullet?
Oh yeah, I would do something that wouldn't get in my way and wouldn't get messy.
Yeah, or human hair straight. I wouldn't do that because I've got a big old head, but like if you can do it, do it. Just do like a nice human.
So Willow and Angie, we're talking lip sync styles.
Yeah.
What would be your preferred route? Are you going to take the let me tell you a story? Are you going to park and bark? Are you going to go buck wild?
It's a narrative journey, honey.
Same.
I start park and bark, always stillness, intensity, no matter what it is, even if the song's upbeat, start with stillness. You've got to build. Then build to like, ideally the emotional takeover so that you have to start moving. That's what like a good Sasha moment. And then you start moving. Obviously you're giving it stylized movement as well. I am fucking the stagecraft. Unbelievable. I'm mopping every single inch of that floor. I'm taking a walk back. I'd probably start with a walk back as well. Always. As soon as they start.
I can't believe in En Vogue, none of them were at the back for the beginning bit.
Yeah. And then I'm putting in the work up at the back. I might put a foot up on the speaker. Who knows?
They have speakers.
Well, whatever it is that they put their foot up on the back. But literally everything. And then by the end, you're dancing. And then you throw yourself on the floor at the end. Come on. What about you?
Well, I'm not an up-tempo diva.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would a lot more go for the let me tell you a tale and more silly.
Yeah, and you'd want like a bit of campy shtick in, like just a mixture of absolutely everything. How like choreographed do you think you would be? Would you
None.
Would you be not like as in like actual like the logistical choreography? Like, would you be like at this point I'll go up to the back, at this point I'll come down here, or would you just leave it out on the floor?
Whenever we've had to do like burlesque routines or whatever, if I'm listening to the song, I can always like picture the routine. So whether I was trying or not, I would have had
She's a visionary.
She's a visionary. She would have had a plan. I found out that not everyone in their brain hears a constant internal monologue of their own voice narrating stuff. Some people just have like quick flashes of like images and shit. Like, what?
Yeah, apparently as well, like some people, when they're talking to themselves, they don't hear their own voice.
That's weird.
That's mental, isn't it?
My voice don't shut up, I hear.
You ain't got to tell me, honey. Yeah, me too. I have like a constant inner monologue of, it's like some people don't have monologue, they just have thoughts. And they're
what does that mean?
I don't know, that they can like...
Orange.
Yeah, absolutely fucking mental. I think it's very odd that Angeria Paris Van Michaels is a park and bark queen. For some stupid reason, I think maybe in the spirit of pageant queens gone by, I thought that she'd be like a pageant dancing queen. I don't know why. She hasn't danced once. She's done nothing to prove that, but I just presume that she would be.
Well, you just think Alyssa.
Well, no,
Edwards.
I'm thinking like in lieu of, I was thinking of sort of like more like Trinity K. Bonet and like...
That Trinity, sure. Oh my God, you see her?
Kennedy the dancing doll of
Her
Texas.
Instagram status the other day.
No.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Instagram status?
You know when people just sort of like write words
Yeah.
as a thing? Hang on, you do a bit of vamping
Of
while
Trinity
I
K.
find
Bonet.
this.
Also, as well, I've got to say that hearing Bosco talk so juiced up about the lip sync, I thought, now that's the honey that's going to bring the hot heat.
They
I
were
really
setting
thought-
her up so bad
Yeah.
to lose.
I thought she was like, I'm not going home today. And I was like, she going to show you today. Tonight.
Didn't show us much. Okay, Trinity, but K Bonet. First off, I am okay. I was a little shaken up this evening. I was robbed at Exxon gas station. After my hand stopped trembling, I managed to call the police. They were quick to respond and calm me down. My money is gone. The police asked me if I knew who did this. I said yes. It was pump number 3.
That is such boomer shit. I'm obsessed. So.
It's like, have you heard that Dolly Parton joke that she tells?
No.
About how she's like walking down the road, and then there's this man, obviously longer than this, and he just basically starts punching her. And they're like, well, what happened? She's like, well, what do you think? The swelling hasn't gone down still.
Yeah, absolutely love. I really thought they were going to bring back the other girls.
I really wish they did.
I know, I love a re-up. I love a welcome back. They're still bitter. They're still pissed. And then no one, I love as well that like in the history of it, it's like no one ever gets brought back from it. It's just like one final chance to humiliate the rest of them.
That's why Akira was best left out of this madness.
Do you feel like the Daya Jasmine drama is just very tired as hell at this point? It's like whenever they start like beefing, I'm like, girlies, come on, like
it's just like you're just gonna butt heads. Noise. You don't need to agree on anything.
And then they do this weird rebuttal where they're like, "Oh, she's like my little sister that I want to tie to a train tracks and rip out her entrails." It's like that's not helping. Like you clearly hate her.
You've already made that joke in front of RuPaul, so it's a bit embarrassing to redo it.
Question: do you know the combination of tingling excitement and shitting your pants?
I feel it every Friday.
Exactly. That is. Lady Camden really spoke about that. Like it's a very knowable concept.
Do you not think it is?
No.
Are you just very confident? You would
tingling excitement and shit.
If I'm like nervous or something, I'm definitely walking like I know my body's not fully scared because I am excited, but also so nervous.
I am the only time I don't really get nervous. The only time I ever get nervous is if I don't know what I'm doing. That makes me nervous. But then it's like nervous for a different thing. I don't know, like, because I've been performing for so long, it's just a bit like the thing that I feel is more just like, okay, I just want to get on stage now. Like I just want it to happen. I don't know, rather than like nerves. But it's like such an extreme. I feel so fucking nervous. If I'm like, I'm not rehearsed properly, things could go wrong. Yeah. Then I feel sick. But they always used to say to us in college, like, being nervous is a good thing. Like having nerves is useful, as long as you're not singing.
When I was little, and probably like 13, 14, going to like gigs of bands I would get myself so worked up. I'd be like basically having like heart palpitations for like a week before. I'd get
First
like
of all,
so
what the
excited.
hell are you doing going to see bands by yourself at 13?
Who said I was by myself?
You weren't by yourself. Oh, okay. I just imagine sort of like you on your own at 13, hyperventilating in a corner by yourself. Just
no, just like the whole week. I'd just be sort of like, the gig's coming. It's like, do you want to go to this thing? Like, yes.
Yeah. And also, I used to like when I used to go to concerts when I was younger. Just like I would have such like vivid lucid dreams about like how I was going to marry them as well, like just like they'd be like backstage, like, and it actually got really shattered when I was like probably about 17. I went to see Atreyu at Brixton, and I always used to have this like fantasy about boys in bands that I fancied, that I would be backstage, that like by the stage door, and they would come out, and then we'd just be chilling
outside.
Yeah, and then we'd just be chilling, and that's how I'd meet them. And then there was this one time I was like meeting up with this boy, obviously off MySpace. So I think I was about 15 or 16, and we were both going to see a trade. Oh, no, he wasn't going in. He just came to meet me there. And because it was like the second or third time that we'd ever met, he was like, oh, let's go around the back. So we went round the back to make out. And we were like getting nasty, like literally by the stage door, but didn't realise. And it was just before the show. And then like the lead singer of Atreyu came out, and he was like, hey guys, I'm sorry. He was like, I'm going to need you to move. And I was like, looked over and I was like, oh,
Jesus.
And he was like sort of like mid laughing, like, oh, gross. And I was like, wow, this really could have been my chance. Like, this is the time that I met that boy from the band backstage, but it was already like tongue deep in some other loser.
Gutted.
I know. And it was like, it's never going to happen again now.
Yeah, that was your one chance.
Yeah, my one chance.
It's like if you have set lottery numbers, if they ever come up and you didn't play, you have to kill yourself.
Oh my God, can I tell you something that blew my mind? It was going to be my... Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch. It was going to be that, but now I've got to tell you, because I was going to save it for another day. But, so, in mathematics, there's 52 cards in a deck, yeah?
Yes.
There is, basically, the way you work out how many different ways that the cards can be dealt out is basically 52 times 51 times 50 times 49 and going the whole way down. That's how many different combinations of cards there could be with these 52 cards, yeah? There is more combinations of cards that there could be than there is atoms in the world.
Whoa. And
it means that it is very, very, very likely that when you fully shuffle a pack of cards, that specific combination of how the cards are, it's probably it's the only time that's ever happened.
That's mental.
Isn't that fucking mental?
How many cards are there in a tarot?
So there's Ooh, I think there's 73. I think
So that's
the
even
major
more
and
then.
the major and the minor arcana cards. Yeah.
So that means that if you draw tarot cards, then that's
Hang on, I need to find that
even
now.
wilder.
Yeah, isn't that fucking insane? So it's like that specific combination. It's like may never happen again in the world.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. Tarot. How many tarot cards are there?
My tiny little brain can't even comprehend to think how many atoms there might be.
It's this. So there's 78 in the Rider-Waite. Okay, cute.
Right away,
22 major arcana trump cards.
How many times
for my
have
witchy
you...
girls? For my witchy girls out there.
The WGs. Are you going to bring Punch in the Ghost into your repertoire?
I do love a punch, but we like I do it a bit different. She does it as a punch. We always did it in college with like a sort of like an upturned hand. I mean, we've done it before, like more of like a push than a punch. It's very Tina, to be honest. Very Tina Turner does it.
Oh yeah.
But love. Love how also Georgie has just cemented herself in the pantheon of unfuckable with lip syncers.
Absolutely.
It's not even like at this moment that it's like, oh yeah, she's a really good lip syncer. It's like you will be humiliated upon death if you go up against her. Just everyone like
Curse on your family.
Literally, like who else is in that pantheon of like, fuck, I do not want to be going up against them.
Well, TKB pre All Stars was pretty. She had those 2 killer lip syncs on her season.
What a Man and what?
When she's in the black, like feathery, like bird outfit.
Vibeology with Adore.
Yes. I would say Alyssa used to be one, but she's probably Edwards, but she's probably lost it now. I can't think.
Well, I also do you remember she lost in All Stars
Against Shay.
Yeah,
That's probably my favourite Shay lip sync.
Shay's a good
Neutron
lip syncer.
Dance.
I think the only Georgie. I think the only one apart from that maybe for me would be Tace. I wouldn't want to go up against Tace.
I think Georges is better than Tace.
Yeah, but I think also I wouldn't like. Would you want to go up against Tace?
No.
I think in terms of, I feel like with Tace, her star power, her electricity on stage is so insane compared to other people. Oh, do you know who I also wouldn't want to go against? Wouldn't really want to go against Aquaria either.
No.
She's fucking good. But there's not many. That's only 3 out of all of the girls that it would be like, you cannot go up against them.
I wish I could pause this and quickly
And
go
really
refresh
think
myself
about
on
it.
the 5,000
Maybe think about it over the break, honey.
Oh, I'll forget. I've already forgotten.
Yeah. But that's the weed for you, honey.
It is.
But let's take it to the main stage, shall we?
Main stage. What do you think
What
about that?
fun fur nightmare do I see before my eyes?
That's literally a scrap of fabric with a belt around the
And
waist.
it's like fun fur as well. It's not even like imitation, like animal fur. It's like wacky colours. It's like it's giving very much sort of Todrick, just like very vibrant and bright Zero style.
Sure.
Just like that sort of
Hair and makeup gorge though, as per.
always. But
I feel like we're cutting out the outfit so much we must.
But
remind
it's a given
people
at
of
this point.
the
It's like just like the
neck
most
up.
beautiful. Like, how much do you think? Ballpark for me. Give me the BP. How much do you think Raven gets paid to do Drag Race?
I couldn't even give you a BP because I have no idea of what like a standard makeup artist rate for American TV would be.
So a standard makeup rate for like a celeb, I reckon, would be around sort of like 2 to 4 grand per session. I reckon, like a really good one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I reckon she gets paid like 100k per season.
Really?
Well, yeah, because you get paid per season rather than like per episode. Because she has to be there.
100k.
Yeah. There's like what, like 15
I don't
episodes?
think Rue looks after her girls that good.
Yeah, but she's not paying for them.
No, but surely it'd be union rates, no?
Yeah, but remember, you don't get 100k.
True, but well, I feel like we'll have to maybe come back to you with that because that would be crazy.
What, you think that's a lot for?
What, 14 days work? Yeah, 15 if you add the.
Oh,
thing.
sure. They film it very quickly, don't they? Okay, but I'm gonna say at least 75. 100% at least 75.
Ooh.
Yeah.
100% of the time it works 80% of the time.
Exactly. Should we talk some lip syncs?
Yes, let's.
You tell us the rules first, honey.
All right. So we're going to have a series of 6 lip syncs. If you win, you'll be safe from elimination. If you lose, you'll continue to face off until 2 queens are left and one will sashay away forever. Deja, as the winner of Snatch Game, is safe and she just gets to kick it and relax and chill and judge backstage. And then, first of all, this guy's called Calix.
Calix, mental name. I'm going to have to Google where it's from.
Calix with a K or a C?
I imagine it's Allix, no?
I don't know. I don't know what you lot are up to with these names.
Calix, no.
Then in the Golden Hopper are 7 balls. I googled Golden Hopper. No one knew what it was.
The name Calix is primarily a male name of Greek origin that means very handsome.
Shout out
Maggie.
Maggie.
Maggie. Shout out Calix as
Oh,
well.
God.
Who
If
is
you were
Calix
having
in-
a girl, if you were having a boy, you should definitely call him... Oh, no, you can't have Alex the dad and Calix the son.
Alex and Calix.
But Calix is
Calix in Greek mythology is a nymph and Callista.
Callista Flockhart.
That doesn't make any sense. I take it all back. But love the name Calix, actually.
Oh, add that
But I
to
do
your
need to
list.
find out who Calix is now as well.
So basically, yeah, in Calix's Golden Hopper, there are 7 balls with initials of the queens on. The first queen to lip sync gets to choose the opponent, and then the opponent gets to pick the song. I did a real... when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, they're going to have fucking Avril Lavigne on there or something, and it's going to be a dog walk.
Oh my God, I would love to do Avril Lavigne.
Or like Paramore or something. I thought it was
It's
literally
a
going to be written.
cold. No, oh my God, it'd be great.
Take me by the hand, take me someone who...
I want to... Oh, also, Girlfriend as well. Imagine how much you could rock the shit out of Girlfriend.
Well, we got to see it on Canada.
Who did it on Canada?
Because I could do it
What would
better.
you want? Would you want to pick your opponent or pick the song?
Song.
You would, definitely.
Yeah. What song would you have wanted? Top song you would have wanted and least song you wouldn't have wanted.
Can I just say, I would have done exactly. I'm so glad. Very in tune, very simpatico, me and Mel Willow. I would have done exactly what she did. I would have been
Clever
like,
bitch.
let me pick my partner and make sure that I pick someone that will pick a song that I like.
Yeah.
Because you know what people want to do. Can you just remind the girlies of what the songs were?
RESPECT, Never Too Much, Radio, Don't Let Go, Love Don't Cost a Thing, and Swept Away.
I don't think Swept Away was in the choices though, was it? It
No.
was just that was the final. I absolutely fucking 100% wouldn't want to do Radio. God, I remembered that. What a dog shit song that is.
Well, I actually love this song, but
Do you?
I love it so much. It's sick, but I would not have wanted to perform it. It's got too much going on, and especially in that lineup of the 3, like I wouldn't have
No.
even bothered.
My top choice would be probably what yours would be as well. Don't Let Go.
Yeah,
100%.
1,000,000%. As soon as it goes, brow, brow, I was like, oh my
Walk
God,
into
no
the back,
other
I'd be
choice.
taking them gloves off, letting my head. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah, of course. And my least choice, I think, would be
Radio?
no, because it's still up tempo, so I could still. It would just be hard. I think.
Thought Love Don't Cost a Thing was a bit flat. A bit
Yeah,
MIDI.
but maybe Luther. Luther just doesn't really go anywhere. Like, but yeah, not crazy about any of the song choices, to be honest.
Yeah, they were a bit rogue.
Yeah. First up, we have Ms. Jasmine Kennedy, who chooses to go against Diabetica because she's like, let me tell you something. You
Big sis.
Big sis. She's like, I'm gonna rock your shit. So,
Did you see that she was like, Jasmine said she was ready to Shablamdula the stage. And I hope that's Shablamdula is a Laquifa Wadley.
Me too. Well, Shablamjala is actually a very famous makeup artist. Well, I don't actually know what their I don't actually know what their government name is, but Shablamjala is their Instagram handle. And they're a very famous makeup artist of
there we go.
Latinx descent. And they're very fantastic, so go check them out. What the fuck is this Kiki Cannibal Raw I Set My Friends on Fire MySpace aesthetic that she has beaten us around the head with? I apologise if you didn't understand any of that. But I don't know where you were in the early 2000s.
Barney is referring to Diabetes and
Clearly
her
not
look.
having cyber sex with me via MySpace or Vampire Freaks is where I really started. Yeah, what, like, she is going so hard on it. It's like, No, like every single week it seems like she's dressing like a scene kid.
Yeah, I guess so. I will kind of try. I'm going to save my comments on her look until we get...
She's about 30 years too late, honey. And all I can see now is Adam Lambert. Every time I look at her, I'm just like, that is Adam Lambert with lashes on.
Lashes. Did you see Bosco giving real dance mum in the background? And so was Deja backstage. You got to stand up and have a little
They should
wiggle.
give the girls a couple of Shirley Temples to play with at the back, yeah. I don't need to see two cum buckets neck rolling and finger snapping their way through an Aretha classic.
It's odd.
Difficult, isn't it? Like literally like R-E-S-P-E-C-T, honey. It's like oh my God, Aretha would fuck you up.
I thought Daya was being a stage hog. Completely.
You did, yeah. But then
literally I feel like it's as if she had what they called back mirrors.
Indicators.
Mirrors. Rear view mirrors.
Yeah.
So, or like side mirrors. It's like anytime Jasmine was coming forward, she's like, block.
I'm not here to make you feel comfortable on stage, though. I'm here to win. I wouldn't do that personally, but I also understand it. Look, I'm like, because if I was by myself, I would dominate the stage. Do you know what I mean?
Who did that romper room fuckery lip sync?
Where they were like trying to go in front of it.
Yeah.
Someone we didn't like.
Was it Daya?
No.
Imagine being Tom Berry, celebrity hairstylist.
I feel like it was a different season. Someone, do you remember someone was getting in front of someone? Pangina
and thingy, Jimbo.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Let's never talk about that season ever again. I think it's safe to say that on this first lip sync, there were no winners here.
I thought, yes, Jasmine was doing overkill, but I think she had more stage presence.
Yeah, I'd rather see it overkilled than underkilled.
Yeah, I thought Jasmine was robbed.
I don't think either of them were great, though.
And can I tell you something?
Yes.
You mediocre hoe.
Yeah.
I think, even though I have written this to say this later on, I think Jasmine had a marked card this whole episode.
Did you?
Like, they would have sent her home on the Georgia's lip sync, but they didn't because they wanted to keep it exciting. But it's like, they built her up to be this amazing person that gets to stay and win all these lip syncs, and then just to make her lose 3 lip syncs in a row and go home. I think this, like, whatever happened, she was going to go home.
Yeah, there's absolutely no fucking way in hell that I think watching it, that Daya beat her. I didn't think either of them were great, but I didn't think she beat her.
No.
I don't like it. As soon as they gave that thing, I was like, okay, remember, this is a TV show. It's not about who was the best.
Like, I guess maybe they were like, because you wouldn't be dipping to Aretha, but if she's lip syncing for her life, she needs to show you she's got these stunts.
Daya was giving me, like, man in a wig.
Mig.
Literally, just like, you know...
Man in a wig. Meow.
the genius that is going on in the studio today. You know when I get that we are men in wigs a lot of the time, some of us not, but that is a man in a wig. That is a 5-foot man in a wig, bald man. And
a little bit rosé.
Yeah, no, that's a big man in a wig. But if you don't again, you don't need to feminize everything. You don't even need to be a feminine looking woman. Not all women are. Hello. But when your movements, when you're lip syncing, aren't feminized in a way that even goes with your aesthetic, and you're just sort of like stomping around the stage, and it's like, I don't know, there's such a disconnect. Like, that's fine if that's not your thing, because I would say look at someone like Charity, yeah? Charity's not like making, a lot of the time, they're not making their body look feminine and the way that they move stylistically, but it works in the whole way, in their whole aesthetic.
To play devil's avocado, though, maybe that's what Daya's saying, because Charity, like, who was she saying it about? Jasmine, both very thin, long, limmy gals.
Yeah.
So whether you're padded or cinched or not, you could just look like a skinny lady.
Yeah, and I get that 100%, but it's like, there's a difference. It's to do with like actual performance and about stagecraft and about how interesting you are as a performer. It's like, I don't want to watch a straight man on stage lip syncing to anything.
Hello, Manimorphosis.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't want to see men. The reason I watch drag is because I don't want to watch men perform. So it's like when you're in drag and you're dressed up as a woman and then you're performing and it's all very masculine. It's like, I'm not sure I'm there for it.
What's going on here?
Wow. Also me just like completely eroding all trans male artist.
See ya.
Sorry, no, obviously. I mean specifically cishet men.
Sure. Did you notice, so the winner is Dyer, FYI. Did you notice that Jasmine gave us a...
I got me, gal.
Did you?
You got me, gal.
I didn't hear her. Love. Next up, we have Willow, our baby, versus our other baby, Bosco. Terrifying. Terrifying to think that someone is not going to win this. Did you love the villainous black and white number that Bosco was serving, that hair?
I can't speak enough about how strikingly gorgeous Bosco was.
And that black and white hair.
episode.
The doors that Vinegar Strokes has opened. Honestly, gorgeous.
Just the simplicity of her little black thong and her black fishnets and her legs looking...
The cut of that thong as well, specifically, like really over the hip, so that it was all just... You know how when they wear... The
gills, the
gills. When you've got that weird chunky twat.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking... You know who I'm talking about as well. You know, and it's just that big flesh mound at the front because you've got like 6 pairs of tights on. And then the pants go like sit very weirdly over it.
Yeah, and then
I hate it so much.
You've got like a butt, like, I'm in a thong, but yeah, you've got like a weird grey tights butt.
Yeah, and it can't, like, the string of the thong can't go up in between your butt cheeks.
Yeah, just sitting
the
there.
tights. Yeah.
Hello,
Hideous.
Taste Season 2.
Hideous. But it was just all really fucking working for me. At one point,
with the darker brows as well.
Oh, at one point I thought, does she even have tights on, or is she just going bare skin? Oh,
Gorge.
love.
Yeah, great.
Very, 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 very into Willow being so crafty with her choice as well, because that would exactly what I would have done.
Psychological mind game. Love it. Very smart.
God. It's like a Mensa meeting, isn't it?
I think Deja said it very perfectly. She said,
What's she say?
Willow's doing more serious, what the song embodies, and Bosco's doing sexy and just move.
Let me be honest with you. I was worried when Willow started. I thought that she's very minimal. First of all, she's giving you that little Vidal Sassoon shag moment, which is with the hair, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning.
Oh, I didn't like the hair.
You didn't like that? No. I did like the hair, actually. It was just more like at the beginning, she just sort of like ran her fingers through it and shook her head, and I was like, oh, so you're trying to fuck. Okay. But she was very, very understated and very small. And when it first started, I was like, she's going to lose this.
It was almost a bit unnerving to me to see her so serious in some parts, like looking into my soul. Just because it's like, is this Willow? But yes.
What about when she talked about how crafty she was being and rubbed her teeny tiny little claws together like a little squirrel, and they were all like sort of like, you know, she's got that funny thing with her hands. They were just like also just so tiny, everything was so minute. I thought, I would die for you.
Love you.
It was the hardest choice of them all, wasn't it? Just like between these two. I
think Willow definitely
You
won.
think she mopped? Okay.
Not necessarily mopped, but I think her intensity was more what the judges were looking for than Bosco. Like, if Bosco was on her own, just bouncing around, fine. But when you have to compare to someone just like giving you it,
I couldn't call it at all. At all.
So sick at the thought of Bosco still being up for elimination by this point.
Yeah. But absolutely, I enjoyed this lip sync. And then obviously our winner is Willow Pill. Next up, we have, because there's 3 remaining, you guessed it, it's a try-way. How many jokes can we get in about threesomes from these girls, I wonder? And it's Angie versus Georgie versus Camden. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I love the little switcheroo that Georgia pulls by not choosing J-Lo. So glad we got this 3-way with like the most up-tempo.
But they're all quite mid-tempo apart from En Vogue, which is still not a ballad. Like, I mean, it is
but
kind of.
The J-Lo one, like, it just is a bit.
It's mid-tempo. It's mid. They're all just a bit mid. Angie is going to give you that Page 8 count, whether you like. It's very from the house of Jaden Dior Fierce energy, who has become my benchmark of just like tacky to late 2000s drag. Yeah. But it was just like that. As soon as she started, I was like, she has 7 to 8 moves in her, and she gonna give them to you.
I loved what Dyer said about like when you. Like, because obviously they're always watching it from the back, like seeing it from the front, and like particularly seeing Georgia says what she's giving. It's like, holy shit! Like, I get it, and oh my god,
she just has such energy. Like, there's such kinesthesia. Like, there's so much energy running through every single bit of her body.
She did this one move that was just like a massive hair flip into a dip. And I was just screaming. And then at the end, like the song had kind of finished. She just walked and then it went boom. And she just did like a little final flourish, even though she wasn't even performing anymore. Like, fuck off. She is just the moment.
She truly is. And I've been seeing a lot on TikTok of her performing around different bars and stuff. Also,
old footage or new footage?
New footage.
Oh, of her actual profile.
Well, I'll get on. Well, the loads of her sort of doing regional like US dates, and she is so fucking good. Just doing all of these performances, like so intense and like works the room. But what I love about her is, you know, like a lot of people incorporate dance into their lip sync.
I think most of them do.
Like she does choreo throughout, but it doesn't feel forced. It feels like the way that she moves in like this like liquid way just includes choreo, and it's like not a lot of people can do that, and she does it so fucking well. Rather than just give you sorts of reaches and heads and stuff, she's actually like properly dancing. Do you know what I mean? And I just think, but I saw the other day on TikTok, her bag got stopped at TSA, so she got to the gig, had nothing. She did the whole gig dressed as a boy. She just did it. Like, she was like, I don't have anything apart from the clothes that I had with me.
And none of them bitches backstage are going to lend her a wig because they're haters.
She was like, she was like, someone had said in the comments that that had been at the show, that she had explained, she'd been like, I always get ready in the car on the way here. Because obviously, like, and she was like, and I'm coming. She'd come from somewhere else, jumped on the thing and had like an hour or whatever in the car to get ready. She was like, I got here 45 minutes before I was supposed to start. She's like, nothing anyone has will fit me. She's like, but I'm still going to give it a show. God bless that little angel.
Bless her.
I know. I'd be very into it, to be honest. But yeah, so this RuPaul, did you clock at the end? He was like, wow, it was like, you were like a girl group up there. And then Michelle was like,
Seduction.
It was like seduction up there, and RuPaul went, if only seduction had been able to do that. But it was like really quiet, and it was like sort of like there was no laughter or anything.
Yeah.
So it was just like sort of just a little bit of subtle cussage, but you didn't really notice.
Like RuPaul's thinking, cha-ching, how can I get this girl group out there?
Yeah, exactly. At this point, Georgie is our winner, and she has won 3 lip syncs at this point.
Very
and I
good.
thought it was going to be like, oh, she's won like 7. 3 doesn't seem that many, actually.
No, but it's because she gave so much more of them. You feel like you're getting so much out of them. I love when she came into the room. Hey, bitches of the world.
Yes.
And can I say something?
Please.
I feel like I'm softening on Diabetti.
You are.
I feel like after she had this admission that she is scared of lip syncing, then I feel like after then she talks about like seeing George's face and that she's really good, and then later on she's kind of like representing Jasmine in the final one, and I felt like she's kind of like, okay, fine, like I've gone through this thing I was scared of.
But it's the bare fucking minimum that you would expect a level of sisterhood from people that you're in competition with. Do you know what I mean? Like,
as I was writing, I think I'm warming to Diabetti. I wrote, I think I'm warming to Bitter Betty. It's like, maybe not fully then.
Yeah, I mean, listen, she's part of a competition. She's playing the competition. It is what it is, you know. But after that, yeah, Georgie's our winner. So should we take a little break?
Please, because I am jiggling and dying for the world.
Oh, she's a caliente.
Dying for it. Now, we don't normally recommend you get swept away by an advert on the podcast or the radio, but we have never too much respect for you to not share this information. Truffle Pig Wigs are currently taking commissions, so don't let go of this opportunity. Hey, love don't cost a thing, and our wigs cost just a little bit more than that. When adverts don't make sense, you can bet on Truffle Pig Wigs.
Trufflepigwigs.co.uk. That's trufflepigwigs.co.uk.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
Oi.
Oi.
Let me tell you something. The first chainsaw was designed by German orthopedist Bernard Hein in 1830. He called it the osteotome, from the Greek for bone cutter, because the original chainsaw was invented to make the removal of the pelvic bone less time-consuming during childbirth. Can you believe? And
So what, they were just like...
It was a knife put on a chain, and then like round a thing so that it went like that on the so on the chain it went round and it went like that. So it was like basically like using a serrated knife that was like going in and out. You imagine, like a drill dough.
Sure.
Yeah, like going in and out, but it was like on a chain, and that was the first chain ever invented.
So
and it was to cut out the pelvic bone.
So what, they're just going to pull out the pelvic bone so you can have a baby and then you're just walking around with no pelvis? It's loosey-goosey.
I mean, I don't know.
You probably died back then.
I don't know the logistics of it, honey. This was 1830. You'd be lucky to survive childbirth, I think.
Stop inventing things to help with our bodies, please. Well, let's get back into the Lollapalooza, I guess. Next up, we have Lady C versus Bosco, Don't Let Go by En Vogue.
First question. Who is encouraging the dabbing? It's the same bitches that are encouraging people to wear trilbies, I imagine.
I have written...
A hot new accessory.
Why are so many queens dabbing these days? Off the top of my head, I can only think of Lady C and Cheryl Hole, but I know we've seen a lot more recently.
Trixie does it all the time. She thinks it's very funny. Notice how they are all white queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really the epicenter of white humor, I believe. But it is so embarrassing and so awful, and I really feel strongly enough to take a stand on it.
Is it kind of like, hey, we get straight-ish, hip-hop-ish culture?
I don't even really know, because I have never known a person of colour to do it in my life properly. I've never, obviously within internet culture, yes, but I feel like it was a part of internet culture maybe 400 years ago. And then by the time it had reached the lower echelons of community, it was so embarrassing because it was so passé. So it's like, I've only ever known losers to do it. And I hate it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just trying to think what it's the same as like a flossing, I would say.
Or planking.
Oh God, forgot about that.
What about Daya screwing that Jasmine is crying about being up against her friend? It's like, let a bitch have some emotions.
I know.
She was like, oh my God, look at her. It was like,
why is she crying? Because it's her or Angie.
Therapy, isn't it? Like,
do you see she had a solo tear
I
at
did.
the
It's
end
kind of
with
gorgeous.
Bosco?
It was very Man Ray, very sort of absolute heaven.
I thought it was quite funny when Bosco was like, do you know what? I am tired, but sometimes in the clubs you've got to do more than one number. Like, yes, drink some fucking go-go juice and get out there, you lazy bitch.
Have you has she never go-go danced before? Need I remind you that some of us bitches are out there literally like dancing. You're doing 20 back-to-back tracks. You're doing a 45-minute set of go-go.
Oh, it's exhausting.
Oh, don't I know it. I would 100% want the Ice Fire of En Vogue.
Yeah.
So much. Over any of the other songs, as soon as that fucking sexy, deep beat kicked in, I was like, you know what's about to occur.
Did you see that gorgeous shot of the two of them at the two times? I've got a meme about it.
Give the girl an Academy Award.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
So
stunning. And the
much
way the
emotion.
light was just sort of bouncing on Camden's pointy little face.
Do you know what she's got?
What?
Physical dexterity.
She has, hasn't she? Manic, but dexterous.
I don't think she was manic.
She, in the one before, last week, she was a bit manic.
Sure. But I feel like, because they were like, oh, well, Camden is, her and the fan kicks. Let's see how she performs in a ballad, honey.
She performs in a ballad.
Wow. She was really sinister. Just like the little, just like a 3% wry smile on her face as she was remembering the times we were making love.
Yeah, she was going through a whole inner monologue there, and I could see it. It was gorgeous.
Did you want to go Les for her in it?
No, because she wouldn't be my choice personally. I would not while Bosco is right there.
True.
Bosco, another something that I've noticed. Bosco sings along more than lip syncs, which is not is a bit of a.
So she wouldn't change her face if they're belting out a note compared to singing it. So
one thing that a lot of queens do that is the real difference, I think personally, between storytelling through music, which is lip syncing, and singing along to it, is when if the chorus is what's it gonna be like that, your face is the energy of singing it. What's it gonna be? You're throwing your head back and you're acting like it's hard to sing. Yeah,
you're scrunching up your face with emotion
rather than telling the story of the lyrics. Which is two separate things. And Bosco does a lot of that. She is her performance is how difficult it is for her to sing, rather than selling you what Camden was saying, which is the whole narrative of the emotional journey that she goes through. Because even if it's like belting out notes, she's not screwing up her face and like giving you like, this is really fucking hard to sing. She's selling you the emotion of the song, which is two different things. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It's just sometimes so noticeable when a girl is like, they're not really, they doesn't matter what words they're saying, they're just singing.
I feel like if it was me, I would definitely be doing it as if I was singing it. So if it was a hard note, I would be making a face.
100%. You want to do that sometimes, because if it's like the big notes are probably big moments of emotion. So like at some point you want to be like, this is really fucking hard to get out, but you're still storytelling. It's just like a sort of movement away from selling what the song is about, which is the most important thing to me.
Sure.
As a performer, as an actor.
Something in Lady C reminds me of our girl Bianca Brandler.
Really? Oh, yeah.
I saw
Instantly,
something.
I can see it.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly, I can see it, yeah. Do you know what it is? They've both got very, very angular faces.
Maybe.
They're both high cheekbones, yeah. Very model-esque. I need to ask you a question, and I need an answer right now. Was this the season that someone ate a mouldy cricket off the floor?
Yes.
Oh, my fucking God.
Wasn't it Dyer as well?
That feels like so long ago.
I'll give you $1,000.
What's that? Do you remember that guy? It's like, if you eat my thing, I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what the fuck is it? Oh my God, I need to find that immediately. Was that off like, was it TikTok?
Probably.
So like, suck my dick and I'll give you $1,000. Oh, it was Boozy, wasn't it? Is that his name?
I don't know.
Boozy. And give you 1,000.
Oh, no, you're thinking of show your pussy on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Yes, I am. Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
You starting to look old, bitch. I've been old.
Oh, this is too long. I can't be sitting through a minute of Boozy. Is that how you say his name?
I don't know.
I absolutely, he's the...
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Now that's what we were talking about. Sorry, ladies. Completely... A real segue there, but a real moment of culture for you.
If anyone sends us their pussy lips,
Put
we'll
your
put them
pussy
in the
lips on
stories.
live, yeah. And I'll give you 1,000 views on the stories.
So Lady C was the winner. Very emotional win from her.
It was kind of gorgeous. I just really have to go back to the fact that that was the same season. You've really been riding with us, listeners. I can't believe that you've managed to stick in of us. I don't know how many episodes. This is the 11th episode and we're still only halfway through the girls.
I saw a meme. I probably forgot to save it.
Great.
And it was just like a graph of by episode 11, normally how many girls are left. And it showed
Like
like
the final.
season 5, there's like 4 girls left. And it's just like up and up and up. Crazy.
Absolutely fucking mental. Bosco, losing 2 back-to-back lip syncs must be fucking soul-crushing.
Yeah, for her, because I feel like Jasmine's kind of like, yeah, well, you know, like...
Bosco's been the top, though. She's a
I
front
still did a
runner.
good... Yeah, but... Yeah.
Jasmine's been in the bottom load, so it's like, okay, like, I've been here, I've done, like, this is my... it's more expected, but to just... I think Bosco thinks of herself as well. She'd done that whole speech to being like, I'm not going home.
Yeah.
You're going to see some shit tonight. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you ain't.
Oh, girly.
I know.
So next up, we've got Angeria versus Jasmine Kennedy. Love Don't Cost a Thing by J-Lo. Jasmine's a very sexy mover.
Listen.
Let me tell you something.
But as soon as JK opened with that weird little sequence, her first dum 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 dum, I thought she ain't got this.
I don't even remember that.
She ain't got the right flavour. She ain't got the right spice.
What do you think of Angie? She seems to do just a lot of walking and sort of power poses and a lot of like, I'm going to do quotation marks, hip hop arms.
Something about Angie's paint was heavenly. The
Oh,
oars
the
were so
angle of the
drawn
eye.
and feline. I gasped. I thought, this is paint for my girl. She was given a bit of, the moves were given a bit of sort of like, I think it was a lot to do with the wig, but she was given a bit of sort of like Loretta Devine Dream Girl. But I think maybe she just always gives that.
Maybe, yeah. The wig was very lovely on her.
There were a few Maddie Morphosis bloke in a party wig moves coming through though from our Angie. I'm sorry, I've got to say it.
The hip hop hand.
No, not even that. Just like sort of like it was blokey.
Like when she like crouches down and stuff.
No, it wasn't like, because obviously at some point she was like trying to give you the fact that it's like I was going to say it's a hip hop song, but it's not really. I don't know. R&B?
It's R&B.
Yeah, she was trying to give you something, but it wasn't that. It was just
From the
sometimes.
block flavour.
So at one point, she had her legs like really wide apart. And she was just sort of like punching. I was like, "No, girlie, this is not what we want from the Angeria Paris
This
Van
is
Michaels."
probably my least favourite sync.
Yeah, I wasn't mad for it, but Jasmine Kennedy, if there's one thing she's going to do, is she's going to show up and she is going to get every penny out of that human unit. The whiplash of it all.
And I know it was a mistake, but she had like a tiny little hair there and just was so humbling and just
She was
gorgeous
just
on her.
every single fucking beat. It was like, it was up, it was down, it was side. It was like, at one point she did like a full 360 of it. I was like, listen, you've paid for it. You might as well shake it to its core.
You got to wake up the fibres.
Yeah. Willow was not fucking around about Angie when she was like, there is no way that Angie is not coming through that door. She was like, shooketh, wasn't she? She was really, there was a bit of darkness there.
I feel like Angie's the new cornbread, what's it called? Support animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't, if I wasn't sure that Jasmine's card was marked, I wouldn't know who was going to win this one.
It wasn't clear cut, was it, at all?
No.
But there's no way that Angie's going nowhere.
No.
Yeah.
So Angeria was the winner. And then we move on to the final, but it's the reverse of a final, really, because it just makes the loser.
I feel like I wish maybe they did it the other way round. Like it ended with something positive rather than just like, no, you're the shittest. No, you're the shittest. No, you're the shittest. Like, oh God.
So this is Bosco versus Jasmine, swept away by Diana Ross. I did not know this song.
No?
I was very into this song. I'm obsessed with the spoken word floor work at the beginning.
Oh, the
So
breathy,
hot.
fantastic spoken word. Heaven.
So good.
You'd really want that, wouldn't you? What about Jasmine talking this dirty, mad game and then losing every single lip sync? It's not the character arc I expected for her.
No, I think it's a nasty producer's arc.
Yeah,
that they've created.
nasty.
But thank God they've picked someone that can seemingly mentally take it and still be
So
positive.
posy. So positive.
She's a real great gal.
Let me tell you what I was praying to. I was praying to all of my she gods that this was going to be a Carmen and Raja second coming. When they started getting all juicy with it, I thought, touch each other, girlies.
Now I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
When was the last time you splayed your taint?
I don't think it's ever been splayed.
I don't think it's ever been unsplayed.
It barely sees the sun, honey.
Well, because the buns are so ripe.
It's not a part of my body that I'm that connected with.
You're not looking in the mirror doing your stripper leg kicks.
No, but I do remember very vividly when I was about, I can't remember how old I was, but old enough to know better. At one point, it like hit me that I was like, I've never seen my butthole. I was like, oh my God. Because it's a bit different with the puss, because it's like the puss is right there. You can kind of see it, but it was like, there's no way that you can ever see your butthole. And even if you got on like all fours, because I've got such rotund buttocks.
Believe me, listeners, they are stupid.
No lies were told. I was BBLing before the girls were BBLing.
It's a Barney
Yeah.
body lift.
It's like my back has swallowed a melon. I was like, I've never seen my butthole. So then I was like, right, I was trying to get in front of the mirror and trying to see it, but like, obviously like as well, because I got the rotundness, it's like the shadows be thrown. I was like, I still can't really see
prop
it.
it open with chopsticks.
Could not see it. So then I got my mum's hand mirror, sorry Jules, and laid on my back with a torch.
You couldn't
know me,
squat and
I'm like a dog
gobble.
with a bone. As soon as I was like, I got to see it, and held up a hand mirror and was like in like box splits with a torch, and then looking at it with the thing, and it was so underwhelming. Turns out it just looks like a tiny balloon knot.
Could you not just like squat over a mirror?
Yeah, but that doesn't really like. I mean, I suppose so. I didn't have like miscellaneous mirrors to be squatting
It
over
sounds like
there.
you've got fucking compact mirrors, torches, split strings.
You know me, it's a bit like Duke of Edinburgh. But I can really remember the first time being like, wow, that's like, would I have had sex? No, I didn't have sex. I hadn't had sex at that point. I was like, that's what a butthole looks like. They're like so weird. They're just like tiny little holes.
You not seen animals' bum holes?
Yeah, but mine doesn't look like an animal's. Mine doesn't look like my dog's.
Mine looks exactly like Noodles.
Probably
Shout
same
out
size.
Noodle.
Same size. Can we talk about the neat little ballet preparation before the single pirouette? Did you notice it?
I did.
Distinction, honey.
And then into the lovely sort of like dip on the knees.
It was just so funny. It was like so as well for a single pirouette. I don't think you need to set that one up, honey. Just like the arm. It was all so funny.
Giving us her lovely
grade 3 modern exam.
exotic dancer legs.
Yeah. I thought. Who do you think should have won this?
What did I write in my notes? Bosco was just too hot, and of all the times to be campy for Jasmine, I don't think this was it.
No, I think campy was a little bit too late.
Yeah, you should have
Campy's not
gone
gonna
with
save you
sex.
this time, honey.
But yeah, she was never going to win.
No.
So Bosco wins.
Bosco does win, which means go say goodbye to your Jazz.
The chocolate bar again. That is really like cutting me deep.
Who is going to have it?
It's chocolate.
Who is going to have it? It's madness at this point. Imagine if Cornbread had it.
They said when RuPaul said, "And don't worry, we've checked her thingy."
Fuck, that'd be so great.
So
Imagine if it was the
chocolate.
winner that had it this whole time.
Yeah, rude.
Crazy. Let's talk Zinger and Minger.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurl? Is it a minger? Zingers and mingers.
Have you spoken anything about people's lip sync outfits?
Not really. To be honest, honey, I'm not going to lie to you. There wasn't really much to go on for this whole ep, you know?
Because I think I've forgotten to do my Zinger and Mingers, but I have done my
Okay,
truffle
I'll talk
looks.
Zinger and Minger then while you have a little think. My Zinger was Bosco's little Daphne Guinness vampy monochromatic fantasy. I just love so much, especially with the starkness, the contrasty starkness of how white her face is with the black brows, how angular everything is. And she does normally quite like a monochromatic glam as well. And I just thought that black and white simple hair, the way it framed her face was honestly so fucking gorgeous, and I just loved it. The Minger, I'm sorry to call you out on the pod, honey. I don't want to do it, not you specifically. Imagine if I was like, Lukey's hair today, the roots. The Minger, it's got to be Angie's weird. She quite often, and I know what it is, and I hate it for her. It's one of two things. Either she takes a wig and she's like, I just want it to be bigger. So she teases it up. And when you don't really know what you're doing when you're teasing, you don't appreciate that every single bit of the teasing has to be perfectly uniform in the same size. Otherwise, you get a fucking weird misshapen tumor head, which is exactly what she had. It was like the wig was bigger on one side than it was tall, and just on one side.
Chody.
Yeah, it was just like, what the fuck is that? Or the other thing is that it was bigger and then she's packed it wrong. And
I mean, that
one
could
of the
definitely
sides,
happen,
yeah, one
yeah.
of the sides had just been bashing up against the suitcase. But it was just so. Did you clock it? Just like what a weird, strange shape it was.
Not really, but I've noticed that in the past with her, slightly weird proportions.
Which leads me to believe that she's maybe doing her own wigs.
Maybe.
But honey, you're on TV now. Treat yourself. Not to us though, because ours will be misshapen too.
Yeah, I think my favourite would have to be Bosco's on her, even though it was literally just a black wig with a white streak. Not even
Gorgeous
teeth.
though, wasn't it? It's just like when it's right, it's right.
Yeah, I think Georges looked lovely as well.
Yeah. Okay.
And then my least favourite, God, just when you thought she was in our good books, Lady C, giving me that pink no hawk.
The whole look, I nearly got down. It was given a tad of like Jojo Siwa, just like a bit like very bright and like funky and punky. Do you know that sort of thing? Like the whole outfit makes a lot of noise. It was yeah. As soon as she came on, I was like, baby, this is
not it.
I can't meet you at this place.
And I know we're not talking about the looks, but I just want to say I found Daya's look very confusing because she's giving us the kind of almost pin-up-esque lingerie, but then with with the scene girl hair, and also
it was a mess.
Like you could barely see the stocking, so it looked like she just had two really low like garter belts just above her knee, and also don't have stockings and suspenders just above your knee. Have them fucking mid-thigh, you idiot.
And also she's so tall. It's like fair enough. Maybe you're like, I don't need to worry about cutting my leg off because I'm so tall, but like it's just not a nice line, is it? Yeah. A showgirl she ain't. Should we talk Rose and Thorn?
Yes.
The rose and thorn, the rise and the fall.
My rose was George's hair flip to dip. It was just pum, pum, pum.
I hope you've got a little clip of that to put on the pod.
No.
Find one.
It's so hard because I stream it through the TV, and then so I don't want to have to deal with a million pop-ups on the laptop.
I don't think the viewers care. I think they want
explaining
their
myself.
content and they want it now.
If you pay for us to get World of Wonder
Yeah.
subscription,
Can someone please just send us their password? My rose was, even though obviously it's very sad to lose her, is Jasmine Kennedy's resilience throughout this competition. There was one point, like even towards the end, when I was just like, fuck, like she's never once like been like beaten down by any of this. Like people have been fucking horrible to her throughout. She's like she just really made the fucking most of it. And then this last episode, it was like she tried so fucking hard, and she went so hard on this, and there was no negativity from her.
Yeah, great.
And she's just been so happy and positive the whole time, and I just thought that's the kind of queen you want to share this experience with. Let's talk Thorn.
Just putting poor Bosco's nerves through all of that.
Not to me, Bosky.
No.
I'm going to have to say this really quickly because I don't like to say it, but my Thorn was just like, maybe Angie isn't as good as I think she is. I know, because I'm not here. In my head, it was going to be a nude mud wrestle to their very bitter end between Willow, Angie and Bosco, because they were all so fucking good, and then Willow would come out on top. But I haven't ever once liked Angie's looks. Her styling and taste is very different to what I like. But I was like, but she's going to be a killer performer, and she's not really. Yeah,
I was really trying to ignore my gut shouting at me going, oh, Angie.
Yeah.
Although I felt like in the three-way, Georges obviously was the winner, but I felt like Camden and Angie kind of kept up enough.
Yeah, I do like her, but in my head I've been building her up as she's like the silent assassin. And
another Texan.
Yeah, and I
queen.
I was a bit like, maybe she's not going to bring it to every war.
But that's because we don't know in her live shows when she has curated what she wants to do, what kind of songs
she says she's the Park and Bark babe, and that ain't for me. I'm not a PB girl.
Think of Tace's Park and Bark.
Yeah, but then Tace comes back in the second half after you've had a drink, and she does a 9-minute Doja remix.
Doing
and
Memory,
turns your
that
pussy
was
out.
I would watch that all day.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a Park and Bark.
I love a Park and Bark, but it can't be the only thing that you can do.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like a ballad. You're going to give me a single tear while you're doing a ballad in a column dress? Yes. Gorgeous. But you need something else.
Sure.
Just a Percy.
Right, so next week we have Moulin Rouge with Leslie Jordan.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
I'm about to buzz. And we only have to wait until tomorrow, girlies.
Oh my God, we do.
It's slow.
We're so behind.
And looks like there's some casting calamities coming our way.
Oh,
Bosco
my God.
putting her foot down.
Are you very au fait with the world of Moulin Rouge? It's actually Moulin.
Moulin. Oh my God, well, I don't know if people might be part of it, but at some point during the lockdown, there was Moulin Rouge at the Vaults, which was...
I think it was something to do with Bit and Peach.
What's that? All Asian production thingy.
Yeah. Have you never seen... Oh, it's The Glory. It's like a performance
Sure. Wait, what were we just talking about? Oh, Moulin Rouge. I saw it in the cinema, and I actually had my 21st birthday was Moulin Rouge themed.
What were you wearing? Come on, give the girls a... Have you got a photo? Can you dig up a photo?
They were only...
it was pre-electricity.
Just a couple of sketches. I've got... Do you know the shop Prowler on the corner?
Do I? Yeah.
For some reason, at that point in time, they were also selling women's clothes. So I got this black and white... black and white kind of dress that had sort of corset-y vibes, like on the top, and then the bottom was all kind of ruffly, but not like a rah-rah or a netting thing, just kind of...
I am dying at the thought of you in this.
And then my colour was like green. So I had like green feather and like green eyeshadow and stuff.
Imagining you as well in some of them sort of like Latrice Royale low stubby can boots. You know the ones that I hate so much. Like
I don't think I would have had a boot. I probably would just would have had.
Do you know the ones I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Where, what are they called? I don't never know how to describe them.
When like the heel kind of goes in on it.
Yeah, and like they're
kind of
sort
like
of
a
lace up with all them little
kind of boot. I don't know.
Yeah, like a brothel boot they're called or something. They're
know.
so hideous. That's so funny that you had a themed 21st birthday.
Is it?
Just specifically Moulin Rouge. I just
it was all the
Can't
rage.
imagine. We do need photos. We're gonna have to deep dive to some of the girlies and find a photo of you and what
There won't
you
be
look
photos
like.
unless people have physical photos of them.
I might throw in for the jokes. Oh yeah, of course, physicals. I might throw in for jokes a lovely photo of our good friend Bianca Brandler, who we have just mentioned on the pod as looking like Lady Camden at the Moulin Rouge secret cinema, dressed up in a lovely Folie Bergère get up.
I feel like this is sarcasm.
How dare you? She'll be listening. Hey Jessie. Hey Sam. No, it's just a fantastic wacky photo of her. But what a great week. Absolutely cannot fucking wait for Moulin Rouge. You know I love a musicale.
Kitschy, yeah.
Dada?
Yeah, mama. Well, yes, sorry about that. Thanks so much for listening. You can follow us everywhere at Truffle Pig Wigs. Please feel free to rate, review, share, like, follow. And as always, you got to keep punching that ghost.
Yeah, you know, girlies as well. We had some lovely reviews left. So thank you for the girlies that reviewed, and go leave us some more because we know you'd be dropping in the inbox to chat to us, but you don't be dropping in that review. Go on, leave us a review, girlies.
Bye.